Oh, all right. So this is it. As the countdown counts down. This is the first game. This is a best of 7 for our grand finals. Grand final. Final of the grand finals for the final. So we have Ganon getting the southern spawn as the green Terran, and versus Drewbie as the northern spawn on Xel'Naga Caverns as the blue Terran. So.
Yeah.
This is it, guys. This is a best of 7. The winner of this will take home $1,000 cash to be paid out right out tonight, as well as I'm saying Ganon, obviously not. The second place person, the loser of this match, will still take home an instant $500. So not really a bad trade-off here. As Drewbie, I think Ganon actually might be the higher seed here.
Yeah, Ganon is 4th, while Drewbie is 6th seeded in this tournament. But of course, Ganon is no unknown player. Well, he is an unknown player, but he is very high ranked on the ladder. He is 60th right now on the ladder, 2,684 points, as Drewbie is 14th with 2,839 points. So a very, very close matchup between these two players. Even I think there is a possibility that these two players have seen each other in the ladder matches. So we'll see if as we've seen with a lot of teammates and also with a lot of players that tend to beat each other in the ladder a lot. During tournaments, we tend to see them do some very crazy builds to try to throw off their opponents, and we'll just have to see, because Xel'Naga Caverns is a very good map for doing crazy builds. So why not? I mean, who knows? I'm saying we will see something that we haven't seen already.
Yep.
Of course, we have already seen battle cruisers coming from Drewbie, so at that point you can say, okay, we've seen it all, but who knows? We might see something absolutely crazy from these two players. I'm hoping. We've seen battle cruisers. I'm waiting for some nukes here.
Yeah, absolutely. Ganon obviously just fixing his rally point, as he did have a second SCV heading up there. Drewbie is your cam on the left there, not really moving from his last position. Ganon, your cam on the right, filling in the bottom player's position. So we will see which player has what it takes. Again, this is a best of 7 series. Must win four matchups, 4 sets, of course, to advance from this and claim the grand prize. The bronze match between Kawaii Rice and Stalife is also taking place simultaneously, and we will have the replays up for that probably by tomorrow. Not by tomorrow. We will have the replays casted and uploaded probably by the end of the week for the bronze match, so we can have a good spread of the finals. We don't want to leave those guys out, because Kawaii Rice and obviously Stalife are but just awesome players, and they are going to be able to put up a good game for sure. So we'll see which way that goes, as Drewbie is just setting up his standard opening. We need to give our shouts out, of course. Our sponsors, A-Power, Jinx, Sennheiser, and Coca-Cola. Sorry, wow, I just brain farted on that one. My bad, guys. I've been here for the last 9 hours, and it's starting to wear down on me. So Coca-Cola, Sennheiser, Jinx, A-Power. Special shouts to all you guys, because you provided the prize pool and the awesome prizes that some of the players are already taking home. Obviously, a shout out to DNA Internet Cafe in Richmond, where we have been for the last 2 days, as well as the previous qualifier 3-day last week. Really awesome place here, and the owner, Chris, is a very cool guy, giving us a free reign pretty much of the place. We've been moving tables around, setting up internet connections here and there, players kind of jumping around. So yeah, very awesome. Special thanks to Chris for that, as he is an awesome supplier of video games. And then a shout out to the community, guys. Shout out to everybody that's watching. This is Drewbie obviously versus Ganon in our grand finals, and you guys, again, as I mentioned between there, I can't say it enough. You guys are the reason this even works. We need viewers, and viewers bring sponsors bring players, and players bring tournaments. So it all starts with the viewer base. So shout out to you guys. Much love, especially to the viewing audience, as you guys are the reason we can do something like that. So Drewbie is going to open up with a Hellion, as he did kind of in one of the other matches we saw against Stalife. So he's going to get that Hellion scouting around. He will use it to secure the first watchtower here, as this SCV will be no match for the Hellion. 2 shots and a 3 shot. 1 more shot, and that SCV will go down, and it will. So Drewbie is going to try to gain map control through those Hellions, doing the kind of, again, the standard opening that we saw versus Stalife. I shouldn't say standard, but a 1-1-1 opening that he has actually perfected in his TVT play, I would say. It was effective twice versus Stalife, and he was prepared to use it a 3rd time before his computer crashed. Ganon, though, going on to a tank play, a more mech play, as he is going to get his medevac started on a similar 1-1-1. Only 1 tech lab for Ganon put on the factory. Drewbie does have the reactor up, so he's going to get more marine Marines out. He is cleaning up the middle and will retreat back to his base as his Hellions are scooting everywhere. Drewbie's got really good Hellion spread. Going to make sure there's nothing funky happening. A good scan goes down on Ganon to make sure that nothing funky is happening there. Ganon does have not siege mode started just yet, but he does load up actually just as the scan. Hopefully Drewbie didn't catch that in the scan, but there is one siege tank, 4 Marines being headed up to the north part there. Drewbie doesn't really have a lot to counter. Nothing that hits heavy actually really well right now. Lots of Marines though, so Drewbie won't have too much of an issue. No stim or nothing like that, as we generally see in a TVT, a rush to stim. But no, it looks like Drewbie's going to do the same kind of thing. He is poking out. He might be using a medevac to scout as well, as Ganon will reach the base of Drewbie first. Drewbie does have a really good spread to be able to deal with these Hellions that are coming. I think this medevac is just to make sure that if he wants to elevator them up, Drewbie can do that. His 4th Hellion is joining in. There is siege mode started, and Drewbie is getting cloak research, so we will see Banshees from Drewbie.
What actually might happen here is Ganon might wait for that siege tank tech to finish there before actually dropping off these units, but it looks like he's going to go for it anyways, and he's going to see these units come here. I'd expect them to load up the units. Please load up the units. Oh no, losing a siege tank. This is terrible here for Ganon, losing a whole bunch of supply. At the same time, Drewbie has a lot of Hellions here. The Hellions are going to be very good against the Marines of Ganon. Drewbie at the same time getting 1 Banshee as well as Cloak about halfway or more than halfway finished. 2nd Banshee already in production, so Drewbie already showing commitment here to a Cloak Banshee play, possibly going to, or definitely going to go to the back of the base of Ganon in a short amount of time as soon as that 2nd Banshee pops, just to go and harass the mineral line of Ganon, make sure that he has every single advantage he can possibly muster. At the same time, a quad drop of Hellions is imminent on Ganon's base. We just have to wait for that medevac to go and drop off the units. There we go. All of those Hellions are on the field. They're in here. They're wreaking havoc over this SCV line, but those SCVs running away as fast as they can, and no damage here taken by Root Drewbie, as he is going to be loading back up into that medevac, scooting right out of there, as all those SCVs are actually now idle back in the base of Ganon, as finally they get back to the mineral line. As there we go, Root Drewbie coming in with a 2nd attack here with a Banshee. Cloak is finished there, 88 health, 88 energy for that Banshee rather, and will be sitting very tight, of course, while he's attacking these SCVs. As we saw from Stalife sometimes went for some Ravens, which was very good against these Banshees, but obviously this time Ganon isn't Stalife. Ganon not going for the Ravens, and is going to be in a little bit of trouble here, as he just noticed that his SCVs are falling down due to the fact that they are being pummeled here with a whole bunch of shots from this Banshee. Banshee now going to be in a little bit of trouble, as the scan is imminent here from Ganon. Ganon already with a Viking. Viking will take out, just out of range. Oh, no, there's a corner there, so Banshee getting a little bit caught in the corner of the map, but there we go, is running away. Oh, no, somehow is still in range of that scan there. That's how surprisingly far that range is, but there we go. Drewbie going to go for his 2nd attempt at harassing this mineral line, as he does have another Banshee here in the front of the base, is going to try and take out some of those siege tanks, and at the same time taking some of these SCVs out of the line here of Ganon. Ganon once again in a little bit of trouble from these Banshees. Drewbie continuing with the Banshee production, 1 more Banshee in production, as well as 1 tank in production. 2 SCVs also in production for Drewbie, so Drewbie definitely keeping up with his macro, as well as 2 of his tech labs. Looking here, we see some Hellions also ready to push in here, as only, I think, 1 siege tank here for Ganon, which actually may have been taken out by the Banshee. Banshee going to go to work once again against this mineral line, and will lose that Banshee. So 1 Banshee did go down, but that Banshee definitely doing a very good job. The other Banshee with 7 kills in total, as looks like the army of Drewbie quite ready to go against Ganon in battle, as another armory being placed, probably for upgrades once again, as we have not seen Thors quite yet from Drewbie. Stim pack almost complete there for Ganon, so Ganon may have a little bit of hope here against the push that will be coming from Drewbie very shortly. But first, the Hellion harass here in the mineral line of the expansion. Only 3 SCVs here, all of them getting taken out. There we go, Drewbie doing a good job of minimizing losses, as he has taken absolutely no damage to those Hellions, as 1 Marine trying to target fire that Banshee, but it's not going to do too much. But there we go, a Viking going to try and take out this Banshee. Look at that Cloak there, gone immediately down, and is going to take out 2 units there immediately, as well as the Starport now producing that Raven. It's just, I have to wait and see what happens with his Banshees. There we go, finally. Oh no, look at that. I've actually never seen a turret like that. A turret about 1 second away. Even bring a mule to try and repair it or even build it, but of course that isn't going to work. There you go. Got that turret up and running, but there you go. Siege tank going to do a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. All of those Hellions almost getting taken out. 1 on 11 health, 1 on 1 health. Wow.
Yeah, Drewbie just keeping up his harassment as Ganon is answering back with a drop of his own, going into the main of Drewbie there. So he's going to try to get 6 Marines trying to answer back. As we look at the income tab, he has been just reduced. 30 worker difference between Drewbie and Ganon right now. So Drewbie is just taking a commanding lead here as Ganon is just going to try to answer back with a harassment of his own. Drewbie's units are sieging forward, so they are going to be let out of place. Banshees are going to go back to answer the call of this drop. Actually, Drewbie's just going to use his SCVs. Forget about it. One Marine does drop before anything, and Ganon is shifting around, but those Marines now going to be under heavy harassment from the 3 Banshees. 1 Marine has saved. The Banshees cannot hit the medevac, but Drewbie has stopped mining for a bit, which is a very good advantage for Ganon there. It looks like Drewbie is just high in production as he is sieging down right now into Ganon's base. Drewbie is just looking to punch in here as he does have more tanks and more Marines out as Ganon is really on his heels here. Good game from Ganon, and Drewbie takes the first of our best of 7 as just constant harassment shows that Drewbie has what it takes to win this.